What's up, guys? Welcome back to another podcast. I have not been keeping up with these lately, which is pretty rough. Shame on me, honestly. I'm sorry. I will start doing them a little more, especially because I don't have any excuses to not, be putting them out regularly. So I just gotta focus on it more, I guess. So basically the only reason I'm doing this, sadly, is because I have had nothing to do all day. So I thought might as well make a podcast. I'm sure most of you can share that sentiment that there's really, I'm bored all the time, constantly, which is not the greatest thing, but it's alright. I'm trying to focus on new things and ways to keep myself busy. It's just hard not being able to see people. Anyways, that being said, another podcast episode. So, a few things to talk about right off the bat, though. First off, my microphone broke, the one that I usually use to record this. So if I'm talking a little loudly and it's messing up the audio, that's because I don't have a microphone. So I apologize in advance for the audio quality of this, because I'm sure it's going to be drastically less than it usually is. So sorry about that. I'll try to work with it my best. I'll order a new one, actually probably right after this episode is over, so that we can get things up and running again. Is there anything else that I specifically have to talk about? Not that I can really think about, but yeah, sorry if you hear birds chirping or neighbors screaming, or just me not speaking into the mic because there's no mic to speak into. But that's pretty much it. So I guess welcome back to Deeper Things. Actually, wrong. Deeper Things is no more. That's probably sad for some of you. I don't know. It was okay, but I'm thinking just a new format and a new title is kind of what I need. I've been thinking about it for a while. I mean, the first few episodes of this podcast, Deeper Things it was always a working title anyway. I experimented for a while and tried to figure out, what direction to go in, I guess. And I feel like the previous format just kind of, closed me off. And I wasn't able to talk that much. I don't know, it's just when you have one topic and you're very, narrowly going into this for, only 15 minutes. It's kind of hard to say everything that you want to say, and it's kind of hard to be creative with that, I guess. And I still want this to be a creative thing. I want people to benefit from it, of course, and kind of learn from it, but how much can you do that if it's, a 10-minute episode on, I don't know, it's super serious. I just want to keep people's attention and hopes up, spirits up a little bit more. I feel like that's more me. I feel like the other previous episodes were kind of closing me in a box a little bit, and I'm not really about that. So I don't want to kind of just touch the core parts of a topic and try to navigate through those. I just want things to be a little bit more open-ended and just kind of be able to have a conversation with other people or with you guys if it's just me. And I'll still target deep and important issues, but just kind of in a more relaxed way and in a way that's a little less closed off, I'm going to try to have more guests on the show and bounce things off of them from now on. Episodes will probably be longer, though, because I like to talk a lot, if I'm just being honest. And I'm just going to be more, open, talkative, I guess, is the type of thing. And I guess we'll start with, an overarching topic or idea. Maybe not, but most of the time, hopefully. And it's just kind of going to be an opportunity to dive deeper into certain things and talk about them for longer, and then also to be able to branch off into new subjects, because, you don't want to hear all about depression for 40 minutes, I don't know how long these will be, I'm just saying. But, yeah, it won't be as specific, and then I feel that allows for deeper thought than the previous format did, which I know is kind of funny, because it was called Deeper Things, but it's just, I feel like you can kind of get to the core of different things if you're able to navigate around them and see how different things kind of work together and just the correlation between things. So with that being said, welcome to the Level Up Podcast. Level Up, that's the new name. It's not really a surprise because you already read the title, but still. So this should be fun. Honestly, I do not have much to talk about. No, I'm just kidding. I just don't have a specific topic for today, even though I know I literally just said that we were going to have more specific topics. I know you don't want to hear me ramble, but I guess I just kind of need to talk. I guess I feel like we could all just enjoy a little conversation, a little human interaction, even though you guys can't really talk back to me. But I don't know, I feel like quarantine has taught me some things, whether or not I realized it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's kind of a good thing, actually. So, I don't know, I guess first things first, like, just things that I've been doing to try and keep busy. It's rough, and it's so hard to not just, like, fall into the trap of media and constantly being on your phone. I did an episode about that, actually. I think it's episode 2, maybe? I'm not sure. Go back and check it out, though. It's actually a good one. I'm proud of it. But it's just boring. I have been so bored. Incredibly bored. And I feel like I'll get into a good groove, like last week, or a few weeks ago, I don't even know when. I just, like, started getting into a good groove, started, like, waking up early, like 8 o'clock or even earlier. And then, like, I would work out and stuff like that. Get my schoolwork done at a certain hour, eat well, all that stuff. And then it all came crashing down for no particular reason, just as things do, I guess. I don't really know how to explain it. But, you know, you, like, get into a groove, and then one day you, like, don't do it, and then the next day you're like, oh, I'll do it, and then you don't. And then you don't do it the next day either. Or ever again. So that's kind of how things have been going. I'm trying to get back on track with that. I really need to start soon. Hopefully this podcast will help me to, I don't know, just get back into the swing of things. Kind of be creative. I feel like the problem is that I haven't been able to be super creative lately. I just enjoy, like, making things. It's just the way that I am, I guess. You have to express yourself somehow, you know? So, I don't know, just kind of trying to figure out ways to do that. This podcast will be one of them primarily. Things that have really been helping me are definitely, like, playing guitar, just going outside and playing basketball. I love basketball. But yeah, just going outside when it's, like, when there's formidable weather. I don't know, lately the weather's been pretty cold, and I'm not one to brave that, so I haven't been doing it as much, but I'm gonna start doing that more for sure. I'm starting to read more. I was talking to my cousin the other day. She was talking to me about how, like, reading, she used to love reading when she was little, stopped doing it, and now she's getting back into the groove of things and having more time to do that. And I have been wanting to read a lot too, but like everything else, that has also come crashing down for no particular reason. It's not like I have anything better to do either. I just don't do it. I just don't get around to it. I don't even know how I spend my time. It's like half on my phone and the other half is, like, staring at the ceiling. I don't know. Hopefully we'll start reading a little bit more again. A nice thing that I've been doing is every morning I try to wake up, even if I wake up late, which, by the way, I don't know, man. I had that 1 week of, like, waking up early and doing things well, and then after that, everything just, nope. Like, if I wake up late now, I feel like a literal failure. Or I just feel like, I don't know, I just feel like I don't have the day, which is not true. I still have a ton of time. If it can be, like, 9. I wake up at 9 and I'm like, oh my gosh, what have I done with myself? And I'm not even one to, like, wake up super early anyways. So, I don't know. But I need to definitely work on that. There's personal things that I have to work on. I guess this time is probably the best time to do that. Just kind of sitting back and, I guess, trying to figure out how to navigate life, how to navigate myself. I feel like, I don't know, I've been talking to my friends lately, and sometimes we'll just talk about, like, things that we feel make us a failure, or things that we don't understand about ourselves, like, just things. I have a lot of problems. Everyone has problems, and I feel like what better time to go through them than now. I was talking to my friend about self-awareness the other day, and we were just talking, like, do you think you're self-aware? Like, where would you put yourself if you had to state something about it? I literally said to her, I don't even know what self-awareness is. Like, if I'm being completely honest, I'm not even sure what it is. Actually, let's look it up right now. Being self-aware. Self-awareness meaning. There we go. Self-aware. Self-awareness is the conscious knowledge of one's own character, feelings, motives, and desires. So when she asked me this, I was like, I don't really even know what self-awareness is, and I don't think I'm very self-aware. And the reason I was saying that is because I feel that I'm definitely a lot of times more concerned with things going on around me or other things in life than myself. I don't take much time to read myself. Like, I was listening to a podcast actually where someone was talking about how they, like, if people try to approach them about their problems, like, the girl specifically said, there is nowhere that you can go to try and examine me that I haven't been myself. She was like, I've already been there. So at each spot, whenever people confront me about things, whenever people tell me things, I've already been there, and I've already come to terms with that area of myself. And I heard that, and I was like, that is insane. I wish I could say that. Like, I don't even know if I like certain foods. Like, how am I gonna have a full diagnosis of my mental state at all times, And I don't know. It's just interesting to think about. And I think I'm definitely gonna get more into just kind of learning about the mind, I guess. Learning about different things, like what makes me tick. I don't know. It just seems interesting to me to have a better understanding of how I work, or at least kind of doing some introspection, I guess you could say. I was reading a book the other day, actually. I don't know. I'm all about, like, I want to be, like, introspective and, like, understand myself more. I was reading a book the other day by C.S. Lewis. It's called The Weight of Glory. Actually, it's not what it was, though. It's a piece of his called Transposition. And he was talking about introspection, actually. He said something that really got to me. I'll read it. It's kind of hard to understand. It took me a while. This is what he said. The attempt to discover by introspective analysis our own spiritual condition is to me a horrible thing which reveals, at best, not the secrets of God's Spirit and ours, but their transpositions in intellect, emotion, and imagination, and which at worst may be the quickest road to presumption or despair. And that probably doesn't make any sense if you haven't read the whole work, but basically what he's trying to say is if we try to look inside of ourselves, especially from like a Christian standpoint, which I oftentimes try to do. Introspection is not a bad thing by any means. It's actually a good thing. That'll probably help you learn a little bit about yourself. But if we try to use it to diagnose our own spiritual state or understand where we are spiritually in relation to what God has for us or how God sees us, it's not going to, we're not going to learn anything from that. Because the spirit realm is the spirit realm. To understand our spiritual condition with an earthly body is like trying to understand 4 dimensions when we can only perceive 3. It's not possible. Like, we're not going to be able to fully grasp anything from that. And he basically says that the only thing that can do is, like, you're making things up in your imagination. You're not going to actually learn anything, which will eventually just lead to sadness and despair or assuming things about your relationship with God. And I feel like I've done that time and time again, where I just try to look inside myself and not to God to see how I am doing with him. That all goes to say that introspection is a good thing, but too much of it or trying to understand yourself at a level that you legitimately cannot is only going to lead to sadness or overthinking and kind of judging yourself. So, I don't know, I would like to definitely focus a little bit more on myself and the inner workings of my mind, but if you plan on doing that, just understand that it can be a little rough, a little shaky sometimes. That's pretty much all that I have to say. I've also been journaling, not really journaling, I just like to write down my prayers sometimes in the morning, mostly because I used to read my Bible first thing when I woke up in the morning, and my mind was just so foggy, and I was like, I can't do this. There's literally no way that I'm going to be able to gain anything from this if my brain hasn't even started yet. So it's just kind of a way to start my brain up, just kind of writing down, I guess a prayer, just talking to God, writing to God, I guess you could say, for the first few minutes of the day. That sounds super basic and super I don't know, Instagram type thing. But I don't know, it's just my way of kind of getting the thoughts out first thing in the morning. It's not to center myself or anything like that. It's just to start my brain up and start my day with God. And I found it to be really helpful, so if you want to try that, go ahead and do so. But yeah, I don't have much else to say. It's definitely a weird time to be alive. What a time to be alive, am I right? It's just so crazy. Everything's going on. It's been hard for me to find joy and good things in this time. Youth group yesterday. I was talking to my youth group, and the topic of discussion was joy, and not just like finding joy yourself, but using your joy to help other people. And I feel like that's a good direction to go in. I guess I just have to ask God for more joy, just to help me understand that His love is enough for me. That's literally everything. I could need nor want anything more. His love is all we need. And it's hard to think of it that way, and it's hard to understand that. But I'm working on it, and I know that He will bring me to a place where we can just talk regularly about things, and He will fill me. He already does, and I love Him a lot. He's a good God. Sorry if you're not religious or don't know much about that, but I mean, what better time than now to, throw out a prayer, see if He's real? He'll answer. If you're looking for Him, He'll answer. I guess that's all I had to say. I guess I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit. I have not talked to many people today. No offense, Mom. It's getting very tiring not having human interaction with anyone other than the person who has birthed me. So I hope you guys could gain something from this, and if not, at the very least, you enjoyed it. Welcome to Level Up. That's new. I guess we'll see how I like it. No, I'm excited for this. I really am. Hopefully next episode we'll have a guest. Of course, I'll come back here, just me and you guys, because I like talking alone. I like kind of getting my thoughts out without judgment or opinions, I guess. But I also love talking to people, so hopefully we'll get a few people to be my guest on here soon. And I will see you guys next time. I hope your quarantines are going well. If you feel like it, subscribe, just because. I mean, what else do you have to do besides listen to me talking for 20 minutes? Let's be real. But in all seriousness, find something to just kind of express yourself. Find something that you enjoy doing, even if that's Fortnite. That's okay too. I would suggest doing something that actually gives you a little more knowledge, kind of an upper hand once we get back into the real world, but I like Fortnite as much as the next guy. That's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'll see you in the next one. So yeah, subscribe, like this video if you did in fact enjoy it. If not, I'm not forcing you to do anything. And if you want, drop in the comments what you've been doing this quarantine, because maybe someone will benefit from it. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'll see you guys all later. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and there will be many more to come, which will be much more interesting than this, just listening to me talk about pretty much how I've been doing nothing for the past month and a half. I hope you guys are all enjoying this quarantine, and even though you're probably not, I'm sure you can find something to do that'll make it a little brighter. So I'll see you guys next week. Hope you enjoyed the first episode of the new format. Thanks for listening to Level Up.